She just nodded. Foam spoke up. Colt, I see the good you wish to do, but I and my people belong to the water we sail to find new blood. If it becomes weak, my people have their place at the sea. Our livelihood and our knowledge, we have sailed each storm to find the sun. Our life is there in the sea. I will not leave it, nor will my people. I won't stop them, but I will not speak on it with them. I understand you are always welcome to the kingdom if you change your mind. Thank you, but that shall not be the case. Marshall slightly coughed. I am no stallion, no people to give, but you have me as long as my heart beats. I spoke to Sleipnir about this. He wishes to come as well. I know you have plans for him. I looked to Marshall, then to Colt. Colt spoke before I could. Thank you, father. There is words you must know that I was told must be kept, but I think soon they will be told, but not today. I see I trust your judgment, son, Abera spoke up. You know you have my vote, son. It was always for you to have, and you make me proud in your ways. Thank you, father. The meeting was about done when a huge commotion broke outside. Someone from the wolves came rushing in the tent. First, Alpha! What is going on? He snarled as the wolf saw Colt laying in the bed. His eyes went back to Alpha. Something is happening. You all must come now. Alpha let out a snarl and a sigh, looking to Colt in the bed. I'll get you a horse. He turned harshly at the man. This better be of great importance. You don't open your mouth, you understand. If you do, I will kill you. The man nodded quickly. Colt began to stand, Marshall helping him lower his pants leg over the wound. Colt silently grunted, rearing his head back. I had never seen him in so much pain, running his fingers through his hair. He stood with Marshall's help. Moments later, Alpha came in holding the lead to Diligence. Here. Colt straightened himself and took the lead, walking outside. Most others were running toward the direction of the happening. Colt pushed himself up with his good left leg. Going in the same direction, I walked with the others. Whatever had happened had came from the gate. When we arrived, we saw a very old woman full of wrinkles laying nearly curled in a ball. She had blue glowing scars that were slowly dulling. Alpha went to her, pulling her from the gateway. People started to surround her. Firefly came up to her. Who are you, old woman? The woman was smiling calmly. Firefly, it is I. You called me Shimmer. Shimmer, how can this be? This is not you. The woman touched her own face. Do my markings lie? Am I among you now? Firefly looked around. I know much more now. I remember it all, the good and the much bad I had done, and I know you. You are named. She was nearly gone, growing even old. Your name, Muscari kind Muscar. She stopped breathing, and her body sunk in. Firefly tried to get closer, but Abira held her back. We don't know what caused this. It could be catching. Another woman with glowing marks walked up. Her markings were orange. Shimmer went through the gate to get a ribbon that had blown from her hair. Firefly, may I go? No. Firefly screamed at her. My leader, she whispered. I wish to know my past, even for just a moment. I have lived so many lives, many more than your own. I am tired. She turned and walked that direction. They stopped her at the gated entrance. Let her go. Firefly put her eyes down. The group of men stepped aside, letting her enter the gate with a scream. She fell to the ground not too far from where Shimmer had fallen. A man picked her up and brought her over. Her markings were not as dulled, but it had just happened. I remember. The woman cried, my husband, my little girl, Sarah Beth. I can go to them now. She was smiling so calm. Firefly asked, do you remember me? You were there before me. I do, Muscari. You did so much good. I did so much bad to you and others. I'm so sorry, so sorry. Our pasts were forgot many years ago, my friend. Thank you. I can go in peace with your words. Calling for Firefly to come closer, she whispered something into Firefly's ear. Firefly's expression never changed. She held the woman's hand till she was no more than a skeleton. I looked to Colt. I could tell he needed a break, but this was the first time the herd had seen him since the battle. I knew there would be many questions. Colt looked to everyone. I think it's time for the tribes to talk among their own people. Many things will be changing quickly. We are moving to new lands. I want everyone preparing to leave by tomorrow. The herd looked to him as he continued, we will talk tonight as a herd. Colt started walking the horse off. Marshall caught everyone's attention. As he started giving out instructions, as Colt slightly slumped before catching himself, He got to the tent, jumping down. Abera standing beside him, bearing his weight. As I came up behind him as we entered the tent. You can't be serious. I cannot be leader if I cannot lead. There is little reason for everyone to stay here. The dead have been burned, including Olivia and her child. There is nothing longer to keep us here. The winter is a hard one, and we need to get through it. I looked to him. What about this town? It's going to take years to break down, and I have plans. We need to leave tomorrow early. We have a long ride ahead of us. You can barely ride 20 feet, I gritted. A stallion rides up front, so must I. I shook my head. It's too risky, he sighed. There's more risk with questions, my Snowfeather. I looked to him so weak. I could tell them that I need a rest for the baby. Colt straightened. A leader can't lie to his people, and it would be the appearance of a weak son. He paused as I snapped quietly. What are you doing right now? Colt looked down. I am not telling them of lies. There are just truths not told. Colt, they would understand. Not one can, I think, turn their back on you. You've done so much for them, all, many you grew up with. I wish I could take that chance, but I'm not one for chances. Snowfeather, are you going to be okay to ride? I'll be all right. Atropos is a smooth ride. Who will you ride with, Mac? Not being here. Diligence is not smooth enough for you. Abira was listening. It's not my place, but son, you are mine as well, and we ride the lions. Perhaps you should ride a lion. I have one in mind. Khaki, he is well-footed and will move his muscles in ways to help your injury. I looked to Abera. Why hadn't I thought of that? I looked to Colt, pouring sweat, sitting on the bed, his head down. Will he let me ride? Khaki is the ride closet to my brother. I would have chose him for you as a child, as a prince. You now king. He will protect you as he has done me. Colt shook his head tiredly. Abera looked to him. Try to get some rest, son. Agreement. We will take care of things to prepare. The rest of the day went quickly. All the tents down to the bare bones ready to be finished. First thing in the morning, we saw many saying goodbye, hugging to Firefly as they made the decision to succumb to their aging. Abira stayed close to her as I watched from afar. She gave him the vial. He looked at the opening. The lid, he drank it down, walking over to the gate. What was he about to do? He just walked on and stepped into the gateway. It let off a hum, and he walked out. Upon his face was a new small red mark, no more than a freckle, glowing bright down the side of his face. He went to Firefly, kissing her a little deep for my comfort, watching, but he didn't seem to be in pain or forget who he was. But why? And why would he chance this? Now of all times, I knew not to ask. Right now there was too much to worry about. Without adding more to the stew. So I made sure everyone was ready. I visited with Sleipnir for some time. He seemed in a better mood, but it could also be a ruse. He seemed to be excited to ride again. Just then, Firefly came in. Hello there, Sleipnir. Let's change that dressing of yours. He didn't like the attention, but he allowed it. Well, then let's see how it's coming along. Good. No infection, that's good for you, and, well, that's interesting. She came at him with a punch, and he quickly moved aside. Your other eye is clouded. That will not change, but it seems you have less swelling, and it appears you are starting to see lighting. My brother looked around. He spoke soft. It's still darkness, as she smiled, and there is still swelling. With time, you may be able to have some vision to see outlines or lighting. Only time will tell, but you shouldn't strain it, so keep the bandages on. And I will personally look into this deeper to see if there's any more I can do for you. Sleipnir looked the way of her voice. Thank you, Firefly. It's what I do, she smiled. Then she looked to me. I'm sure you have questions, so I shall tell you by what happened. Abira shall now have the chance to live longer, much longer. I looked to her. Like you? Yes. How did you know that's what would happen? Tangerine told me. She was apparently the head of medical here. For a while, she made this serum herself right before she left, giving it to her successor, Mila. The vial made to keep memories with no pain. I haven't checked on her. How is she doing? Firefly took a breath. Very well. She will probably never gain her whole voice, but her hands will heal, and to her that is what is important. And the girl we found? Mila said she will do the surgery once enough tools have been found. We have agreed to allow her into the tribe, with those who still wish to go to the trees long enough to get it done. After that, she will be left to her own decisions. Mila will choose her path in time. I just shook my head. I was tired myself, letting out a sigh. Firefly whispered, "Are you all right, dear?" "Yes, I'm fine." "Has anyone checked on you and your child?" I looked to her. "No, no one knew." Firefly took my shoulder in her hand. "You need to keep better care of yourself, Vita. Why don't you go lay down?" I smiled. "I will. I just want to talk with Henry." Firefly rolled her eyes. "Now none of that. You can talk to him tomorrow. Tonight, you rest." "All right. See you tomorrow, Sleipnir. Till then," he said, and I left. I went to our hut. Colt was already asleep, a slid in beside him, covering him, and I with the fur. I looked to him deep in sleep. How could he pull this off? I never doubted him till now. All I could do is sigh, and fell asleep myself. Morning came. It was still cold. Frost covered everything. Colt was already out of bed, somehow not waking me up. That gave me some hope. I got dressed quickly. Most everything was packed up. Most were eagerly waiting on their horses, and the horses were neighing with the thoughts of being on the move again. Colt was on Mac. How had he gotten here? William? Abira was on who I assumed to be Khaki. I was relieved. Mac would be careful with Colt. I jumped on Atropos. His soft curly fur was so nice during the cold days. I went to join them, as did the herd. Colt waited till I was close to him. "We move." I hadn't noticed, but William was off in a field with his flying machine. Perhaps he did brought Mac with him. Colt turned Mac, as did I, to Atropos. The herd began to walk, as well as the other tribes who came on foot. We must have went a mile or so when the ground and air seemed to shake. We all looked overhead to the buzzing sounds. We knew of the sky people looking back. We saw more in the distance of the city, dropping something upon it, causing dirt to explode high to the sky. "Best keep moving." Colt yelled out to everyone. The pace was slightly faster. "Now what was that?" I asked him. "Ben and his people have been preparing all these years, making sprengs." "Sprengses?" "Bombs. Like on the Harlt's cartoons. Never seen one, but more than likely that these will take down the city and anything in it needing to be destroyed." "What about the animals?" "Snowfeather. I had Con look in on them. There was nothing left. All the experiments were rotted and dead. Con is on Owlphant, named it Luna. I am unsure what to do with it. He seems to think she doesn't endanger anyone. So for now, it will be with us. Eventually, it may go to the other elephants or help in the building of the kingdom. But I am unsure of what to do just yet." "Did your father tell you what happened to him?" "Yes," is all he said to that. He looked to me softly. "I'm all right. Why don't you speak with Henry? He must be lonely." "If you're sure. Go ahead. I need to think on my words for tonight." He smirked, uneasy. I left his side to find Henry, and it wasn't that difficult. Everyone was giving him a wide path, and I could see it on their faces. Like the first time they saw him before, it was full of no trust and not understanding why he wasn't being punished. It had to be rough, reliving this again for him, but he was smiling and bearing it. He was on Rosemary. "Why, hello there," Henry said somewhat meekly. I just wanted to give him a hug. "Hi," I said, "how are you?" "Better than I have been. I should be asking how you're doing, being pregnant and all." "Oh, you know, feet aching, swelling, always hungry, so you know, never better." I smiled. He smiled back. "I heard you're having a boy. Congratulations. I guess you will have to start thinking on names." "Names?" Henry looked to me oddly, whispering toward me so no one could hear. "I heard about the plan. I assumed many traditions will need a changing, naming being one of them. I hadn't really thought that far ahead. All I have time to do is think, keeps me busy." "Well, maybe you have some ideas?" "I think you should talk to Colt on those matters. I ran out of names on my own children." He smiled. I had forgotten he had so many children in his past. Still, I spent most of the day with him, talking about this and that and running some name ideas by him. He put full effort to being in the conversation. Like it was the first one he had ever had. He did seem light as air with a glow, even though I was the pregnant one. "By the way, why did you want to see me first when we first saw you?" Henry smiled. "I will tell you when I'm finished with it." Then I went beside Firefly. We were far from the city now, but there was still faint sounds coming from it. We talked some about our unborn children, and if she was planning on having more. She just smiled. "Hadn't really thought of that," she said. Our babies would only be a few months apart, so I knew things would be interesting where we were going.